ओम पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावः गोप्ता गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्स सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पल शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थाम विकर्ण घोर मकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनीं सुतीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तक केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम् लोके सज्जन षट्पतैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारत पंकजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसिन श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थित तद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। श्री कृष्ण परमात्मने नमः। अथ एकादशोऽध्यायः विश्वरूप दर्शन नाम विश्वरूप दर्शन योगो नाम एकादशोऽध्यायः। This topic is called Vishwarupa Darshan, chapter number 11 of the Bhagavad Gita. Very often, we would like to have a certain sakshatkara. A certain sakshatkara means I would like to have a whole vision. Very often we'll say, can you give me the whole picture? Very often we say that. And when I say whole picture, I have to cover the entirety. Chapter 7, chapter 9, the teacher covered the material cause and the intelligent cause of Srishti. In chapter 10, the teacher indicated some of the glorious aspects of Srishti. And in chapter 11, Arjun asks for the whole vision. For instance, it's like you come and tell me, can you tell me Mahabharata, whole vision? The whole vision means I need you to look at what is a little differently. Nothing changes there. Nothing changes. All the changes happen here. An attitudinal change. What was hitherto a bundle of things for you and me as well. What I see around me is a bundle of things, just a bundle of things, of certain events, of people, certain things which we call nature, I see a bundle. Now, suppose I'm able to travel outside the Earth's atmosphere, go land on the moon and look at Earth. The whole vision changes. The color of the planet, it's blue, I believe. The color of the planet, and so many things visible there. The entire vision changes. Nothing has changed there. Something has changed. The paradigm from which I saw the whole thing has undergone a change. So much of this phenomena. The first time I saw a total eclipse of the sun. It was a phenomenon, unbelievable phenomenon. Slowly the sky darkens. Hitherto I'd seen it only in the planetarium or something. When we came face to face with that, whole sky darkened. There's a glowing, that outer ring, and one part the sun flashes, so you see a ring. And we observed certain other phenomena. When the sky started darkening, and the sun slowly started darkening, a disk came into the sun. The behavior of various animals, the birds started rushing back to their nests. And they were calling out to the young. Like, I see something strange happening, and I tell people, hey, come, let's go. The birds are as though telling, look, it is strange. I've never seen this happen, but let's go back home anyway. So their body clock tells them that it's about 2:30 in the afternoon, and the sunset doesn't happen till about 5:30. But this is something is happening. Let's go back safe. A couple of dogs howled, but then went into hiding. So the natural phenomenon was affecting a lot of people differently. And we looked at it and wondered. Some people said if you look at it through the naked eye, you will have problems. So some people put some, this when they do that torch, what do? They have that torch and they have those goggles, so protection goggles and things like that. And then the whole eclipse ended. When it started lighting again, like the light came back again, then you heard what was happening at the first thing that occurs is the call of the birds. The birds are calling out. It's like they are saying, hey, look, something different has happened. It was not at sunset. We all came back. It's not yet sunrise, but the sun has come back again. So some new phenomenon is happening. And I don't know, maybe some people say that if you were in a place where there were the flora, fauna in particular the bird population was very heavy, you could hear even some wise voices among the birds, which saying, I've seen this before. I just read it somewhere, and I've never had this experience. That means there was a phenomenon, and when you looked at it, you are awestruck. ऐसा भी हो सकता है क्या? Kind of. You travel all the way to Iceland, north, and you see the Aurora Borealis. You're wonderstruck. And you're going to North Pole, and you see the sun going around circles at the top. When you see those natural phenomena, you're awestruck. Go to see those great falls, the Niagara Falls, Grand Canyon. And then here in India, if you go up the Kailash, or when you come down from those hill regions and you see two rivers, Bhagirathi and Mandakini, coming together, meeting at one point. They call it Rudra Prayagas. It's an amazing phenomenon. I saw it only in the movies. It's an amazing phenomenon. These phenomena bring out some, a being in you, a certain being in you who knocks off all the limitations, the inadequacy that obtains, and you learn to look at the whole thing differently. There is a certain, what do you call it? It's called Vismay Avishta. So that's what the teacher says. Krishna, they say, this verse number, in verse number 14, Sanjaya said, Tata sa Vismaya Vishtaha Krishta Roma. He had goosebumps. And Pramya Shirasa, he saluted. Kritanjali, he did this namaskar to Krishna. Why Vismaya Vishta? He has known Krishna as a friend, he's played goalies with him and run around. And he says, oh my God, Krishna, you are this, is it? So Vismaya Vishta, that was the verse. And then we came to Arjuna Uvacha. And in Vismaya Vishta, what did he see? He says, some of the verses we say, Aneka Vaktram. Okay, Aneka Bahu. Okay, when you look at this Aneka Bahu, we have to look at the verses a little carefully. The translation would be, I saw so many hands. Can you imagine a person with so many hands? What's the world population? Can you imagine so many hands? So the reword would be, I saw all hands as Krishna's hands. The moment you reinterpret it, starts making sense. I saw hundreds of thousands and 800 billion, 800 billion, 80 billion. 800 crore, I believe, is the word. 800 crore pairs of hands. Where do this fit in? It doesn't fit into my paradigm. But suppose I saw each of these pair of hands as Krishna's hands, it makes sense. Aneka Bahu, Aneka Vaktram, Aneka Netram. I see every Pashyami, Sarvataha, Ananta Rupam. I see all hands, all eyes, all mouths, everything as nothing apart from you. So far, I have been looking at it as a bundle of something. Now I am re-looking at the whole thing. I am taking a second look. I am seeing everything in Ishvara's body. Neelakantha. Neelakantha need not be Krishna. Shiva has a Neelakantha. Every time you see the blue sky, you think that is Shiva's neck. Then imagine the cosmic Ananta Rupam. You see diamonds in the blue sky, you say these are diamonds worn by, diamond necklace worn by Shiva. Look at the expansion that happens. So it is that, expansion of the vision. So far we have learned to look at the world, at the Srishti, narrow vision. What is the narrow vision? What matters to me? How will it benefit me? What will I get out of it? Even if I don't get out of it, what will my family get out of it? So what will my ahankara, mamakara? What do I get out of it? What do my family get out of it? How will my family be affected? How will I be affected has been my thought. I am not bothered about what happened when a plane struck the Twin Towers. But suppose somebody was working there, then I would be bothered. So I've all along been looking at the world through narrow vision. A paradigm shift takes place when I am able to look from Eka Rupa to Aneka Rupa. It's an expansion of the vision. And in that expansion of the vision, my problem becomes insignificant. My problem, my insignificance, my issues, all of them become insignificant. So Arjuna is going through that now. And it is na antham, na madhyam, na punastam, na punastha. I'm not able to see anything. I'm not able to see the beginning. I'm not able to see the end. I'm not able to see the end, the rebirth again. When I say I'm not able to see, I am not able to comprehend objectively. I'm not able to look at it as an object. I'm not able to comprehend it that way. That's what the teacher means here. And he says, Prashwami Vishweshwara Vishwarupam. So the 17, what did he see? Now, the whole thing gets the bhakta's look. So far, he was seeing the Srishti. He was seeing in the whatever is in the Srishti as Ishvara. Now, the same Ishvara, he has brought him into a poet's brilliance. He's brought that poet into an Ekarupa Ishvara. And what does he see in that Ekarupa Ishvara? The Ekarupa Ishvara, he says, Kiritinam, he has a Kirita. Okay, Kiritinam. Gadinam, he is having a Gada. Then Chakram. Tejo Rashim, brilliance. He is seeing brilliance. Tejo Rashim. Deeptam Adya. Deeptam Anantam. A conflagration which is radiating a brilliance. Anantam, endless brilliance. Now, suppose I was to visualize this. Now, I had to show you on screen. How would you show? I would have to show a blinding light and all of us doing, that's what I have to show. But the poet here does not have the benefit of a TV camera or a camera. He's saying blinding brilliance. Okay, hyperbole usage. Then he says, Pasyamitvam Durnirikshya Samantat. Okay, Durnirikshya Samantat. Difficult to see. It is not easy to see. It is difficult to see. Samantat, I am seeing from all sides. Here is not just this seeing, it is an appreciation. It is an appreciation of everything. Oh my God. The only thing is this may have shown. Wow. There's another word they use these days. Awesome. Everything is awesome. He saw something awesome. Okay. Then what did he see there? Tejo Rashim, he saw. Then Samantat, Deepta, Anala, Arka. Okay, it's like a glowing conflagration. And Aprameyam, it's a lovely word. This word is very, very important. Aprameyam, we have to understand it carefully. In very many places, the Aprameyam is used as knowing Brahman, yourself, the content of it all. Okay. So Aprameyam means that which cannot be seen as known as an object. Here the context is different. Here you are seeing you are visualizing Ishvara and you are expressing the difficulty in visualizing Ishvara. You say, I can, words fail when I try to visualize Ishvara that way. Objectively visualize Ishvara, therefore I use the word Aprameyam here. It is Aprameya. It is an object of your knowledge. Okay. There are two. When you gather knowledge of something, you are gathering knowledge of a pen. Objectified perfectly. So I see a pen. It's called a vritti. An image is created and has gone into my mind. I've got a pen vritti. Now I take this away, I bring in something else. So I bring in a small piece of what else here? I bring a small piece of the pen vritti is gone, it's replaced by this what? Pen wipe vritti. Now imagine the vritti of the whole Srishti. Is it possible? You're not looking into the possibility or not possibility. You are looking at the, what do you call, the lack of facility to objectify it. I just don't have words. Words fail me when I try to objectify the whole. Hey, you see a total eclipse of the sun. Little small eclipse of the sun. How do you objectify it? So it's the difficulty in objectifying. That's what the teacher is trying to explain. Okay? That is, when I see this, okay, when I see this, it's called parichinna vritti. Parichinna vritti means something which is limited. It excludes all other forms. Okay. And then I say aprameya, as the word used here is prameya. Yeah, aprameya, when the word used aprameya, it means that which is aparichinna, that which is not limited. So that's how we have to look at it. That's a slightly technical thing. So it is aprameya. Okay. Sankara is, it is, yeah, asakya paricheda. I cannot objectify it. I just cannot see any division there. The wholeness. Okay, that's what the teacher wants to bring out here. So let's look at verse number 18. We'll try and complete 2 or 3 verses today. Tvamaksharam paramam veditavyam. Tvamaksharam paramam veditavyam. Tvamasya vishwasya param nidhanam. Tvamस्य विश्वस्य परम निधानम त्वमव्यय शाश्वत धर्म गोप्ता त्वमव्यय शाश्वत धर्म गोप्ता सनातनस्त्वं पुरुषो मतो मे फुल त्वमक्षरं परमं वेदितव्यं त्वमस्य विश्व त्वमस्य विश्वस्य परं निधानम् त्वमव्यय शाश्वत धर्म गोप्ता सनातनस्त्वं पुरुषो मतो मे. It is glorifying the Vishwarupa. This tvam, you, aksharam. Shara means perishable. Akshara means imperishable. It is easy to translate as imperishable and leave it like that. But we are 11th chapter students, so we are advanced students. We are going towards the last 6 chapters, so we should look at it a little more deeply. Tvam aksharam. It is not that what I see is akshar, that you are aksharam. My understanding is the aksharam that I see, the sharam that I see, that which is changing that I see, the changing aspect of you that I see, of Ishvara that I see, is the material cause. And
with something internet issues.
sorry, the power went off like that. Yeah. Ramesh, I've joined back. I've joined back using my hotspot. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Yeah. You're able to hear me now? Sorry, there's a power failure here, and as I'm
Yes, sir.
connecting.
We are able to hear you.
Yeah, very good. So, um, so it is not that I am it is impossible to objectify. That's one thing. And when he says next verse, yeah, Tvam aksharam, what decays is your material, aspect of Srishti, or what, we will not use the word decay. What changes is the material aspect of the Srishti, and the changeless is the Chaitanya aspect of Srishti. So when I am seeing Aksharam, I am only seeing a certain pattern which includes both the changing and the changeless. Let's take this, our own system, our own body, mind, sense complex. There is a changing phenomena. There is an external which keeps changing every second. There are millions of cells which keep changing every second. But there is also a changeless, the mixture. So when Arjuna says Aksharam, he is aware of both the, I'm able to see the Srishti, which is made up of both the changing phenomena and the changeless phenomena. That's what he is highlighting. Paramam. Paramam, here simple translation is ultimate. Simple translation. But once I use the word paramam, it means something which does not fit into, which cannot be objectified by use of adjectives and by descriptions and bringing it down to a comprehensible uh, a certain understanding which cannot be objectified, which cannot be, it cannot become an object like I know an object, that which cannot be known like an object that I see. So paramam, veditavyam. But yeah, something very beautiful here. It is aksharam, changeless. It cannot be described by words, yet it can be known. Hey, this is the unique part of it. See, suppose I simply told you, Ishvara, you are indescribable, you are paramam, you are ultimate, nobody can know you. Then what's the point of reading Bhagavad Gita? Hey, what's the point in reading all this? What's the point in sitting through an hour session? We are not, he says it is param, it cannot be objectified, it cannot be described in words. Veditavyam, it is possible to be known and you can know it. That's what the teacher wants to drive home. Veditavyam. Then, how do I know you? Tvamasya Vishwasya Param Nidhanam. You are the one who sustains the entire Srishti. You are the one who sustains. Okay, he says, Vishwasya, Tvamasya, you are Vishwasya Paramam Nidhanam. You are the one who sustains the Srishti. How do you sustain the Srishti? Comes in the next line. Tvam avyaya shashvata dharma bhokta. This is to be known, well understood. Okay. Shashvata. Shashvata means permanent. Dharma. It's a lovely word. Dharma. Shashvata. Tvam avyaya. So the words have to be carefully understood here. See, in grammar, whether it's English grammar, we have something called nouns in apposition. They are called nouns in apposition. Just a power has come. They are called nouns in apposition. That is, suppose I say, bring me my pen. So my daughter says, where is your pen? I say, look into the pen box. There are about a dozen pens. I said, get me the silver pen. There are 3 silver pens. Which one? Which one which has a clip mark like this? So I said, there will be a clip with a waterman mark. So I go to the pen box. From among the pens, I pick up a pen called silver color pen. From among the pen clips, I look at the pen with a little watermark. Then I say, I bring the pen which writes in this color. Then she has to possibly write and bring the pen. That means I use an adjective to separate and what do you call it? Isolate the species. That's called an adjective. I'm talking about a series of nouns which do not isolate it, but make it more comprehensive. That is called nouns in apposition. In grammar, it's called nouns in apposition. So, Tvamasya Vishwasya Paramam Nidhanam. You are the sustainer. What kind of sustainer? Not an adjective. Tvam Avyaya Nidhanam. That which does not undergo any change by itself. A sustainer which does not, which sustains without undergoing any transformation itself. Is it possible? Think. It's possible. You dream, don't you? The dream, is it changing or not changing? Last night I saw a dream. I was wearing a shirt which had only one sleeve. Okay, then suddenly the second sleeve came. Changing or not changing? And who sustains the dream? This BMS. Avyaya, but there is no change happening in this system. But the dream changes. It's only an example. Okay, you can't bring about an example to relate to the whole thing. So avyayam, without transforming or without undergoing a change, it sustains all the changes. Param nidhanam. Hey, look further. Look how beautiful the. Then shashwatam. So that which is not changing, that alone can be shashwata. Shashwata means permanent. That alone can be shashwata. That alone can be desha, kala, vastu, aparichinna. That which is not subject to limitation of time, space, and object. What is object-wise limitation? There is a pen. There is nothing else. So that's called desha, kala, time, and vastu parichinna. It's apart. It is not limited by any of these adjectives. Okay, you are avyaya shashwata. The next word is something amazing. That's what we have to try. That's where we have to relate. Dharma Gopta. Dharma Gopta has to be understood. Dharma is loosely translated as religion, which is most unfortunate translation. And we come into Dharma Nirapekshata and call it secularism. My God, I have not seen a word more abused than this. Dharma is that which makes something that something. Okay. Whatever makes a thing what it is called dharma. What is the dharma of fire? Heat. What is the dharma of water? Sapidity. So, dharma of the thing is the very content which makes it what it is. That is dharma. Now, and dharma, what makes fire is there is a certain order. And in that order, fire manifests itself as fire. For fire to be fire, you need heat, you need fuel, you need light. So these three are called the Dharma Gopta, meaning without even any one of them, fire is not fire. And the entire Srishti is sustained by this Dharma. By Dharma means Ishvara manifesting himself as the very order. Okay, let's see some observed phenomena. The law of gravity works equally for all. It works differently at different altitudes, which can be studied, and you can live intelligently abiding by that law. The law is infallible. You can't say, I am a bhakta, therefore it will not work for me. That fellow is a Nastika, it will work for him. Can you say that? Whether it's a Nastika or Astika, both of them will come thudding down to ground. If Sri Krishna took an avatar and came down to earth, he will also have a fall. He has to conform to the law of gravity, otherwise the law will become defective. Infallibility is Ishvara. The infallible is Ishvara, and Ishvara manifests himself as order. So the entire Srishti is sustained in the form of orders, in the form of laws. Physical order, moral order. Let's not forget that. Physical order, moral order. When you are disappointed, there will be an emotion called disappointment. When things don't go your way, there will be an emotion called disappointment. That is moral, that is order, psychological order. When somebody talks ill, for a while, a little while ago, the power went off. What is the reaction? Oh no. Psychological order. I can say, oh, great, power went off. We don't react like that, do we? So, psychological order. There is a empirical order. There is a system here. A cardiology is an order. Endocrinology, order. Anything that works is an growth of hair, order, not growth, order. Anger, order. Disappointment, order. Happiness, order. Ishvara sustains. Gopta means protector. Ishvara sustains this entire Srishti in the form of orders. Order is not giving orders. Orders means in the form of an infallible law. We have to understand that well. Okay? As long as your understanding of Ishvara is somebody sitting somewhere, sitting in heaven, throwing you occasional bundles of vada and things like that, that is not Ishvara. It's an order. And when you conform, and when you are able to recognize and appreciate the order, Vismaya Avishta, oh my God, awesome. What a phenomenon. So it is the Ishvara sustains the Srishti in the form of orders. And remember, orders, laws are all intelligent orders. They are not sporadic orders. You don't suddenly have this winter in June, do we? Yeah, June you could have winter in Australia. But in Chennai, it's an intelligent order. And intelligence can rest only on a conscious being. So when I see Ishvara as a conscious being manifesting as the material cause of Srishti and as the intelligent cause of Srishti, bound together, Paramam Nidhanam, the sustainer in the form of order, what happens? My word, Ismaya Avishta. And he says, Tvam Sanatana Purusha Mato Me. I am able to understand that you are that Sanatana Purusha. Sanatana Purusha has also got to be understood very well. Okay. The truth has to be told. Truth be told, whatever happens. You have to tell the truth. And when you tell the truth, the first good thing that happens is fear leaves you. You don't have to be politically correct. You have to be truthful. Especially when it comes to spiritual matter. When it comes to Vedanta, you have to be truthful. You have to be honest with yourself and truthful. So when I say Sanatana Purusha, it quite simply means there are various belief systems which have a beginning, and there is a messenger, and the messenger says, and there is a belief system, there is an infrastructure to spread that belief system. I'm not going to talk about the belief system. I only have to say this: whoever is born, whoever comes into this Srishti as a form, even Krishna, Rama, whosoever, has to leave, the form has to go. That is Ishvara's infallible law. You can't say it will come, this will not go, everything else will go. Then the law is not, it is not universal law. It is it is a kapola kalpana. It's a defect in the law. I don't have to accept it. There's defect. Anything produced cannot have a defect. There cannot be a defect. If it is defective, the product has to be withdrawn. So, if there is a messenger, the messenger has to go. And what was created in time has to go in time. And the only way you can believe, say, sustenance and not subject to time and things like that can be managed on only one grounds, by saying not allowing you to think or talk freely. If you think and talk freely, I can kill you. Fatwa can be, then that shows that a certain rigidity about it. I'm not really comment anything about that. But when I say Sanatana, it is not something which is created in time. If the Srishti has to function as we see, or as it was, or as it will be, these laws have to be there. That's why it is Sanatana. Sanatana Dharma, it has come from Shiva, easy to say. But you have to understand that for the laws, Ishvara manifests himself as the laws and is sustaining the Srishti. So anything for the Srishti to be sustained has to come before the Srishti. Okay, Srishti can't come and then sustenance start later. Unless the infrastructure is there for the sustenance, Srishti cannot happen. Otherwise, it will be like the product they release in the market. First, they will release the market, 1 year free warranty. Thereafter, you don't know where to take it. Then they will give you an annual maintenance contract for which you pay through your nose. That reminds me, I bought a washing machine. The machine cost 13,000 rupees. Then they said free maintenance. So every time I call that fellow, every alternate month that fellow will call, sir, free maintenance, sir. Then he will say, you have to put this filter, you have to add this powder, 5,000 rupees every alternate month. Then I told him in 6 months I've spent more for the machine than for the maintenance. What kind of maintenance is? Ishvara doesn't do this kind of maintenance. The Sanatana, the maintenance contract comes with that. And how is the maintenance done? Maintenance is in the form of dharma gopta. It functions within an order. Before a child is born, the sustenance maintenance system is created in the mother. Only then the fetus is born. The fetus germinates only then. That is the infallible order, and that order is Ishvara. That is our understanding. Me mata, I understand this well. That's what Arjuna says. And that's what the teacher wants you and me to understand. Understand this well. If you understood it perfectly now, we don't need another class. Okay, we don't need another class. After this, we have 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 7 chapters coming. So even Arjuna, told by Krishna, could appreciate it, but could not assimilate. Okay, so when all of us are going through this, we are one of the efforts which our teachers, one of the disciplines which our teachers taught us is never use words which can confuse. Sanatanam. Again, easily can be eternal, confused, gone. I put you on a trip. And you can go and talk, what do you call, anywhere in the world. I can equip you with such a powerful language. You can confound people with that kind of language. But as Vedanta teachers, our teachers tell, don't ever play to the gallery and don't use words which people cannot understand. And unless you have understood properly, you will never be able to convey it properly. So that's why when we talk about Sanatana, Sanatana is, then you say, that which always has been. What does it? You put time there then. Time itself is in with Sanatana. The moment Srishti comes in, there is time and space come together. For time, space, and forms to function, there must be a certain order in place. And that order is not different from Ishvara. So when I say Sanatana Purusha, hey Ishvara, it is not different from you at all. What I have so far been seeing is only a bundle of things, pleasant, unpleasant. But looking at it with a different Divya Chakshu is a certain attitudinal change in my Chakshu, the attitudinal change in the whole thing. I am now able to understand. I am able to make sense. Me mata, I am able to make sense. I have no longer any samshaya. I don't have no cause for disbelieving anything. Maybe my knowledge assimilation may take time, but I'd have no cause for dismissing it. I need not argue with people, but I have no cause for dismissing. Sanatana, that's a beautiful word here. Okay, let's look at the next one. Verse number 19. अनादिमध्यन्तमनन्तवीर्यम् अनन्तबाहुं शशिसूर्यनेत्रम् अनादिमध्यन्तमनन्तवीर्यम् अनन्तबाहुं शशिसूर्यनेत्रम् पश्यामि त्वां दीप्तहुषाश्ववक्त्रम् स्वतेजसा विश्वमिदं तपन्तम्. केवल अनादिमध्यम् अनादिमध्यन्तमनन्तवीर्यम् अनन्तबाहुं शशिसूर्यनेत्रम् पश्यामि त्वां दीप्तहुताशवक्त्रम् स्वतेजसा विश्वमिदं तपन्तम्. Again, all of them apposition, nouns in apposition. Pashyami tvam, I see. Further, I see. From 17 to 22, we are only seeing Arjuna's, what is Vishwana Arjuna is seeing. So we are in verse number 19. What do I see? Anadi. One whose beginning I am not able to is. I am not able to say, this is the point where you start. Madhya, I am not able to certainly say that this is the center point. So when I can't trace the beginning, when I can't trace the end, where is the question of tracing the end? So, Anadim, Madhyam, Anantam, Anantam, and then he comes a very powerful word, Ananta Viryam. It is not some, see, so far it is not some bundle of things. It is, I am able to see a lot of Shakti there. What is the Shakti? The Shakti to regenerate, the Shakti to sustain. Ananta Shakti. Hey, you and I are small Shaktis, we have so much power. Imagine sustaining the whole thing. Ananta Shakti, keeping the solar system in order. Hey, one of these planets has 8 moons. Suppose they launched, how many launches they have to do and how many moons they have to, which of these planets? There are 8 moons in one planet. Jupiter has Saturn has a ring. And they say it's not actually a ring. Looking closer, it is something like, all planets and all broken up into pieces and asteroids going around. And in between, there is an asteroid belt. Sustaining all that. How does it sustain? Allah sustains. What prevents one of the asteroids to carom off there and land on Earth? One carom, something, you strike this strike, something lands. Does it happen? So, the whole thing is sustained. That sustenance part, so he says, Anadim, Madhyam, Ananta Viryam. Then comes once more, he says, Ananta Bahum. All hands are your hands. The hands of anything. Centipede's hands are your hands. That's the only thing. I don't know if centipedes have 100 legs or hands. All of them are yours. Anantam, a very powerful word here. Shashi Surya. Your eyes, Netra. Bahum, Shashi, Surya, Netram, your eyes are like sun and moon. So suppose you had to draw the picture of Krishna, what would you draw? Hundreds and thousands of hands, sun, moon. That would be a picture, a ludicrous picture. He wants to remind you that you studied a book called Tattva Bodh. Eyes, who is the Devata for eyes? Surya. Surya is the Devata for eyes. Surya is the phenomenon of light in which vision works. So that phenomenon is what is represented in a deity, and I call the deity Devata. Surya Devata. Surya Devata. Self-illuminating. Shashi, reflected lights. Sashi Surya, the law under which vision takes place. I see all hands. I'm able to see the law on the basis of which vision works. Pashyami Vam Deepta Utasha Vaktram. Hey, this is an amazing image. Deepta means flaming. Utasha means fire. Vaktram, when Krishna opens, that Vishwarupa Krishna opens his mouth, there is blazing fire in the mouth. That's a picture I have to draw. Blazing fire in the mouth. Does it scare you? Yeah, scaring has come. That is the, if you can call it, the hard side. I see blazing mouth, but there is a law here. The organ of speech and what you put into the mouth and swallow and digestion happens under the principle of fire. Agni Devata is the preceding deity for the mouth. That's what he is highlighting here. He is reminding you of Tattva Bodh. Agni Devata. So when I look at Krishna, when I look at the cosmic Krishna, I see in his body the entire Srishti. I see all hands as his hands. I see Surya as a Surya Devata, my light principle in his eyes. I see Agni Devata in his mouth. I see breathing Vayu Devata in his breathing. And Swa Tejasa Vishwamidam Tapantam. The Tejas from the mouth is sustaining, burning. Okay? So, just as you have a pleasant side of Ishvara, when you are going to look at Ishvara as a total Srishti, you have to be prepared for the flip side. A little while ago, power went off. Before it came, you know what happened to my shirt? It stuck to my body. I had to do this. You have to be prepared. Tapantam. Hey, one night in Chennai, we have going through what is Khatri Nakshatra, Agni Nakshatra. One night about 10 o'clock, the power went off. You should have seen. I was reading this verse. Tapantam, we were literally burnt. I was melting. So Tapantam, that is verse number 19. We will read verse number 20 and then see it further. Okay? Dhyava pritibhyor vitiryor Dhyava pritibhyor Dhyava pritibhyori idamantaram hi vyaptam tvaikena vishascha sarvaha drishtva drishtvaadbhutam rupamugram tavedam lokatrayam pravyatitam mahatman. Okay. Dhyava pritibhyoradi mantram iha. Okay. Adim antam iha. So the words are Mahatman. Dhyava prithvi. From the sky to the prithvi. Okay. Dhyava prithvi. Okay. Dhyava prithvi. Idam antaram. The space in between. The space in between. Dishascha sarvaha. So there are 8 directions, 4 straight directions, 4 auxiliary directions. Dhyava prithvi, 10 directions. Okay. Dhyava prithvi, dhyava prithvi in all quarters. Svaya ekena vyaptam. You alone are everywhere. You alone pervade in the form of laws. Space, law, Ishvara is in space. Space itself is in Ishvara. Space is everywhere. Tell me a place, a spaceless space. Can you imagine? So if space in Ishvara, space itself is in Ishvara, all pervasive Ishvara. Symbolically, he is giving you the directions you and I know. Four main directions, four auxiliary directions, up and down. Dhyava prithivya vyaptam ekena. Okay, dishascha sarva. Drishtva adbhutam. What a vision. Drishtva adbhutam rupam. Here comes the other side. Ugram. The flaming mouth is the Ugram. Is sun. Pleasant sun. Ugra sun. Ugram. Ugram. Okay. Tavedam. Lokatrayam. Pravyatitham. Okay. Ugram is frightening the three worlds. Meaning, what are you being frightened of when you say Ugram? Death. Own death. Death of our near and dear ones. Decay of things that are around us. That's what frightens us. So, as long as you see yourself as different from the Srishti, fear will be there. You have to get accommodated into the Srishti. Arjun here is, as of now, seeing himself as different from the Srishti. When you in Dvaita, there is Daya. Even if Ishvara stands apart from you, there is fear. There is Ishvara sitting next to you, there is fear. What is the fear? Ishvara may go away. Somebody will do better maska to him. Somebody will offer better nevedya to him. So that's what he's trying to address. We will look at these verses in the following weeks. Swasti prajabhya paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahisha gobrahmanebhya shubhamastu nityam loka samasta sukino bhavantu kale varshatu parjanyah prithvi sasya shalinim desho yam shobharahitah brahmana santu nirbhaya sarve bhavantu sukinah sarve santu niramaya सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय स्वामी दयानंद महाराज की जय बजरंग बली की जय हो पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय जय जय
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
हरे
Thank
कृष्ण
you.
हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण we'll meet next Monday again in morning meditation. Om Namaः Shivaya.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare
Thank you, sir. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.